Welcome to Field to Fork Cooking with Abby J. Today's program is brought to you in part by Ingles Supermarkets and the Ingles Table. Now here's chef and host of the show, Abby J, to introduce her special guest for today's show.
Welcome to Field to Fork. I'm Abby J, and this is one of the most favorite times of the year for me because you see all these beautiful greens. This is root vegetables, collards, chard, and all these things are really good for you. And I've got Smokin' Joe on the show with me today. We're going to talk about comfort foods. We're going to talk about staying healthy during the cold months, especially January when we have the winter blahs. So welcome to the show.
I'm always happy to be here.
Great. So what kind of food are you going to show the audience today?
Well, listen, comfort food, and I think when we see the entire show, it's all going to wrap together, but there's nothing like collard greens, good old beans, and cornbread. So
exactly.
Today, we're doing my grandmother's recipe of a crackling cornbread.
Oh, cracklings.
It's a crackling cornbread. Well, you know,
might
somebody
want to tell the audience what cracklings are.
Well, today I'll tell you what, the pork crackling for me is actually, I used bacon and cooked that, but the pork skins are cracklings and
part of the pork belly.
Part of the pork belly and the pork belly cracklings, and you can get those at Ingles.
Oh yeah.
But today I picked up some bacon, fried that. So a lot of people that aren't familiar with maybe unfamiliar cuts of pork don't want to do that. Just fry up some bacon.
But I think the cracklings really take the cornbread to another level. There's so much seasoning and flavor. It just elevates that flavor to all your foods.
Exactly. Well, let me tell you, I've got a beautiful cast iron skillet, and I think it's imperative to make cornbread. But this is such a simple recipe. I've got 2 eggs lightly beaten right here. I've got 2.5 cups of buttermilk. Yep, buttermilk.
Gotta have buttermilk.
About a half cup of all-purpose flour. And we're just gonna mix that in really well.
So easy. This is one of the most easiest dishes, and most people are scared of making bread, I think, but cornbread is really easy.
That's exactly right. And I'm gonna go ahead and dump those cracklings right in there too. And then what I have here is about 2 cups of self-rising cornmeal. Just gonna mix all these together. And then we're gonna literally just take this and mix it right into here, just like so.
Yeah, I remember my grandmother always used cast iron over an open fire.
Oh,
and it was, you know, we just enjoyed that experience.
Oh,
You know,
yeah,
you still do that. I mean, that's what this show's all about, is getting outside, staying healthy, eating good, especially the greens.
Well, you know, we're fortunate enough to live in the South, and so as cold as it gets in the winter, we still have some pretty wonderful days.
Absolutely.
In the wintertime.
Absolutely.
So we're just thoroughly mixing this, and one secret is I took 4 tablespoons, or really a half a stick of butter, put it in this cast iron skillet, and I put it in the oven at 425 for about 4 minutes. So I let that butter melt, and then we just swirl.
I think it's smoking.
It's smoking. It was smoking.
It's smoking, y'all. It's Smoking Joe.
But I got
He's back.
Here's something else, Abby J.
Well, I love having you down here.
I
You
love being
always
here.
have great recipes, and you know, you've got a lot of people following you. They follow me, and it's nice to make something everybody likes.
Well, and this is like super easy. I mean, we're literally almost done. So like I said, the oven's preheated to 425 in there. This is actually a 10-inch skillet. Does a little better than a 9-inch skillet.
Right, it's thicker. Right.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
We're going to take this, put it in the oven for 30 minutes, start checking it after 25. And what comes out, I've got one already made, obviously cooled off already, but we've got a beautiful crackling cornbread. Look at that butter, and that butter around the edge sets up, makes a nice brown, golden brown. Nice crust, and it's just going to be amazing. And you know as well as I do, if you're making cornbread, if you want to put some hot peppers in there, put some hot peppers in there.
Jalapenos, just spice it up.
I love it, yeah. So, but this is just an easy crackling bacon cornbread that's going to go very well with the rest of our meal today.
Joe, this looks great. It looks fantastic, and it will pair so well with all the other things we're going to make today. So
I love it.
We'll be right back.
Don't go away. More Field to Fork Cooking with Abby J and her guest. We'll be right back.
At Ingles, we know the ever-present struggle of what am I going to make for dinner this week? That's why we started the Ingles Table. It's a website that brings the best chefs and food experts right into your kitchen. You can sort through hundreds of recipes for every occasion. watch how-to videos, and print shopping lists to take to the store. It's all waiting for you at inglestable.com.
Until next time, I'll see you online.
Ingles. Low prices, love the savings.
Welcome back, and Caitlin Baker's here today. You're back, and I'm so happy to have you back at the
Thank you
farm.
so much for having me.
And
It's beautiful today.
It is gorgeous, and you know we're doing comfort food, and I know you grew up in Virginia, and you know how to do Southern food.
I love me some comfort food. This is one of my mama's recipes, and let me just tell you, she would call it poor man beans because it's so cheap to make. It's
soup
very
beans,
inexpensive.
right?
Soup beans, yep, soup beans. So today we're going to be using us some ham hock here. This thing, you got this butchered right at the.
Yeah, you can get the ham hocks at Ingles. You can get them smoked or just cured.
That's
if you like
amazing.
the smoky flavor, you know they've got them frozen in the meat section at your local Ingles. And also you can use this. This could be fat back. It's just thick bacon. It comes off the pork belly, Caitlin.
Yes.
So these are two of the things that you can do. Season your greens with,
Absolutely.
or beans.
Absolutely.
And it just goes well in any kind of recipe that you're doing Southern food.
Yeah, and it's great because it does have a pretty high amount of salt in it, so it really flavors those beans. Any smoky kind of meat like that would go great in here. So listen, here what we have here is about 6 cups of water. And so let's talk about beans for a minute, because I think a lot of people don't really know what to do with just dried beans here. So we've actually cleaned these. You want to clean them. You don't want any rocks or anything in your beans.
So how do you clean them?
You'll just run them under water, make sure that there's no, rocks or anything in this. And you want to soak these overnight. So you'll get up in the morning, you'll have your crock pot out. I love my crock pot so much. So I get my crock pot out and I pour my beans in. And so we have this ham hock in here that's going to really season it. You can salt and pepper it if you want to. Maybe lay off the salt because that ham is going to totally.
There's another trick, and I don't know if you knew this, but you can get just a can of chipotle peppers.
Yeah,
if you're vegan and you don't like meat, you can get a can of the chipotle peppers, and that way you can have all the flavor without the meat.
Oh, that's amazing. I love that. So what we're going to do is we're going to actually put this on overnight, and we're going to let these cook for about 7 hours. We're going to get up. The house is going to smell amazing. And I'm telling you, this is going to be one of your favorite, the most easy, I'm telling you, the easiest recipe ever.
I remember grandmother used to make them, and we used to eat them for days. I mean, they
absolutely.
make like 3 or 4 meals out
and
of them.
one thing that I like to do too, I like to add a lot of maybe garlic powder in here, some onion powder. You can really season it up to however you really like it. But I'm telling you, the ham hock is really going to bring the flavors with these beans.
And I think you have a video on the Ingles table, right?
Yeah, I do.
So you can go on there and follow step by step. If you're a little bit intimidated by the beans and the process, you can certainly follow Caitlin on the Ingles table.
Yeah,
so
for sure.
The onions.
So we're actually going to, once we plate everything, we're going to put a big old slice of onion on the side because, girl, that's the only way to do it. Put some chow chow on there. Slice of cornbread that Smokin' Joe made earlier. I'm telling you.
I know all of this is going to be delicious.
Yes,
Can't
it
wait.
is.
And you know what? I've got a surprise for you. And we're going to come back and we're going to plate this up.
Yes.
Don't go away. More Field to Fork cooking with Abby J and her guest. We'll be right back.
From all of us at Ingles, we just want to say thanks so much for your support. Because when you support us, you're supporting hundreds of local farms and businesses in the states we call home. You see, that's where we source as much of our food as possible. From our local dairies to grass-fed beef to organic produce to bakeries just around the corner. We really are one team and one community. Ingles, we're with you every step of the way.
Welcome back, and wow, look at this. Y'all did an amazing job with this. So let's plate.
Yeah,
what are we plating?
Sure. All right, so we got our beans here. So these have been slow cooking.
Ooh, they smell delicious.
Oh my gosh. Get some of that juice in there.
Gotta have that.
Oh yeah. So there's little pieces of ham in here too.
From the ham hock.
Oh, it's so good. Look at that. Now we're going to top this bad boy with some hot chow chow. You can find this at Ingles.
I bet your grandmother cooked like this all the time. I know mine
absolutely.
did.
Look at that. Listen, this is my favorite meal ever. And then, this is the best part. your slice of onion on the side, and then
Is that
your
about it?
cornbread.
Crackling cornbread. We're gonna put that right on the
Yes.
soak up some of that too.
And let me
Here we go.
surprise you. Let me surprise you. So I thought about all the comfort food, and we can't do it without the greens.
Absolutely,
So I
girl.
mix my greens, turnip greens, collards, and mustards.
Yes.
They're greens that I mix together. And I cook these in chicken stock, ham hock, and
Ooh,
bacon bits, or just
look at
fat
that.
back. And what you want to do, this is the pot liquor. It's what the greens cook in.
Right.
That's what they call pot liquor. And you want to just put that over that. And amazing.
Oh,
Delicious, so
Look at
good.
this.
We're going to have such a good time eating well in the winter months. And
Absolutely.
I appreciate you guys coming down and joining me to show everybody how to eat comfort foods, how to make it. It's so easy.
It is very easy. It is.
It
Thank you
is.
for having us.
Absolutely.
We've had so much fun.
Absolutely. And we'll be right back.
Don't go away. More Field to Fork cooking with Abby J and her guest. We'll be right back.
Here at Ingalls, we know that you're probably cooking from home a little more than usual these days, so we have assembled an amazing collection of hundreds of easy-to-prepare recipes. They're all waiting for you at the Ingalls table, available at ingalls-markets.com. Watch Sarah Elizabeth as she shares Grandma Fern's lasagna, or join Chef Derek St. Romain for some Cajun beef tenderloin. They're easy to make and yield great leftovers. So join us at the Ingalls table, online at ingalls-markets.com.
When you call me during drinking hours, like you're doing right now, what a convenience to our broken hearts that I just threw a glass of red wine down. Let's be honest, this ain't the first time that we've let these feelings unfold. But we're no stranger to walking that line, so I pick up the phone and we sound like, baby, I miss you, yeah, I miss you too. You're always on my mind, no matter what I do. Guess my lonely don't wanna be lonely. We could change it tonight if only I said, baby, come over. You say you're on your way, that I make up for all mistakes. One kiss and we're back where we started before. When you call me during drinking hours, it gets me double thinking twice that I take a break, baby, for the better. Wasn't for the better, no, it wasn't right. 'Cause, baby, I miss you, yeah, I miss you too. You're always on my mind, no matter what I do. Guess my lonely don't wanna be lonely. We could change it tonight if only I said, baby, come over. You say you're on your way, that I make up for all mistakes. One kiss and we're back where we started before. When you call me during drinking hours, yeah, we're both a little drunk, and we know we can't blame the bottle. Got us missing on us. Baby, I miss you, yeah, I miss you too. You're always on my mind, no matter what I do. Guess my lonely don't wanna be lonely. We could change it tonight if only I say, baby, come over. You say you're on your way, that I make up for all mistakes. One kiss and we're back where we started
Thank you for joining us for Field to Fork. And just remember, there's so many things you can do to stay healthy. You can walk your dog. Look at Buckaboo. We got a lot of walking to do this year, don't we? Lose some weight. You can go to your local Ingalls and get some tea and really warm up. They have a wide selection of teas. And the main thing is good luck this year, good fortune. Eat all your greens, all your peas, and Happy New Year.
Thanks so much for joining us for today's program. We look forward to having you back next time on Field to Fork Cooking with Abby J. This program is brought to you in part by Ingalls Supermarkets and the Ingalls Table, and is a video production of Kinetic TV.